Special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Your government doesn't care about you. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. It contains life-saving medications like ivermectin, Z-Pak, and antibiotics. Stock them before they block them.
So I'm going to bring in Mark Mitchell right now. Mark, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. Sorry about the link mix-up there.
Oh, I do it all the time. Yeah, good to be back.
So tell me, my friend, what do the U.S. public think about these tariffs? I mean, I'm seeing a narrative war with the financial class really pushing back. But what does Joe Bag of Donuts on the street think?
Well, there's been a lot of emotional and mental manipulation about the tariffs because it's a really tough thing for people to understand. They just don't get the details. And the first couple of times we've asked, it's like a Rorschach test. You can literally get whatever numbers you want. The last time we literally tried to keep it as simple as possible. Do you support the tariffs or not? And we got like 33% yes, 33% no, and everybody else was not sure. But they get the sentiment. Like, that's the thing here. Everybody's screaming about the stock market and talking about the economy as if the stock market was the economy. That is not the case. Americans, the middle class, has been gutted, and this is what they've signed up for. Because we asked this: does the government do too much to protect U.S. manufacturers and businesses from foreign competition, or not enough? And not enough wins 45-17, overwhelmingly among Republicans and independents. And then also, we took a J.D. Vance quote: if we do not protect our nation's manufacturers, we lose a fundamental part of who we are as a people. Making things, building things, and working with our hands is America's heritage. And 73% agree. 73%. Only 21% don't agree. Only 27% of Democrats don't agree. And so what it comes down to is they're trying to use these dirty tricks. They're trying to convince people that all of a sudden now Donald Trump is done. And I can tell you his approval took a little bit of a hit, but he's still, in the high 90s. I think it was 49% today. Let me check. I mean, that's not bad. Joe Biden left office at 44% in our numbers. Actually, okay. So fresh numbers just back, got down to 47%, but last night's overnight was back up to 49. So it's going to come back up. And it's all, I mean, it was a psychological operation they did this weekend, trying to convince everybody yesterday was going to be Black Monday, and it completely fizzled out.
That is so obvious to me, Mark. I mean, you had all the legacy media pushing this is, as you say, Black Monday, the market crash, China's going to, just win over the U.S. and all of this like coordinated operation. And even the financial class in the chats I'm in were like, geez, this is the worst thing Trump could have ever done. He should recalibrate, and they even tried the 90-day pause thing that they threw that little in the media, and that didn't stick. So is it have they lost this narrative, or what do you think?
I mean, I think so. Listen, everybody screaming is a billionaire or works for one. That's essentially what it comes down to. And I was joking about like all of the Republicans' phones that were probably melting off the hook from all the like Koch money and Club for Growth people, because that's where these people get their campaign money, especially in the Senate. And what do you see? 6 or 7 Republicans break rank with Trump over tariffs. A lot of them get money from companies that have ties with China. Like that's just fact. You can look it up in Open Secrets. And so,
you mean like Elon Musk?
I mean, well, they're all, he freaked out about this too. But unfortunately, like as you can see, the American people are overwhelmingly. We have new numbers in the field tonight, and we're literally just asking, did you vote for this? And I guess we'll see the results, but the results are probably going to be like a lot of Republicans saying, yeah, I voted for this. I did a Twitter poll on it, and 85% to 15%, they said, yeah. So I think people see through what's happening. And again, the economy is not the stock market. We had numbers nationally before the election. Only 20% of people think today's children will be better off than their parents. Wow. Like that's how bad it got.
Number. So we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back with Mark Mitchell from Rasmussen. Stay with us.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Pandemic, we can never be caught unprepared again. And so many Americans, when COVID hit, they had nothing in the house. Stores were shut down and doctors' offices were shut down. And even if doctors prescribed drugs, hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, pharmacists wouldn't fill the prescriptions. That was a nightmare.
Now the situation is much worse. We have these horrible supply chain problems. In our emergency medical kit at the Wellness Company, we have 8 prescription drugs that are all potentially life-saving.
Most people who died with COVID, they died in the hospital because they didn't receive early treatment.
Every American family should have one of these.
I can tell you the Wellness Company kit is the answer.
So we are in the factory in Kentucky. This is Alp World HQ, and we are at the end of the packing line. So I'm going to show you how it works. We have the card, throw it in there. There's a packing slip, and then you have the Alp. And 4, but that seems honestly like a lot. 3 now, but it's good. These pack a punch that, for a normal nicotine brand, it'd be like 8. We think 3 is fine. Next one. Again, 4. Let's throw 3 in just to keep it fair. Okay? There you go. So you can see you can get fast at this. And really, it's just a matter of repetition. This is kind of the assembly line that, Henry Ford devised so long ago.
Tucker, stealing all the alcohol.
So, Mark, I was wondering, Judge Roberts has taken a lot of hits recently with stories about him, palling around with some of the liberal justices, Norm Eisen, et cetera. What are people thinking about the Supreme Court right now? Have you polled on that?
Not recently. That's unfortunately not a very fun topic to poll on because everybody just kind of likes them. It
Really?
tanked a little bit around the Dobbs decision. People were upset. But it wasn't a crisis. Like 50% of America still approved of the ruling, the Roe v. Wade ruling, and then the Supreme Court favorability is back up. I mean, outside of Donald Trump, they're the highest favorability anything. So, except for like kittens and firefighters, it's just one of those things. I'll try and pull it up, but I mean, it's not.
Well, let's shift. Yeah. What are the big targets or big issues that you see the public's really interested in right now?
I mean, this is really it. The thing that I'm tracking that I think is most fascinating is that Trump's platforms. We've talked about this before, but Trump's platform is more popular than he is by far. Mm-hmm. And that might be a surprise to people because, he's racist. Oh, you can't have a border wall. Oh, look, you can't, hands off the economy. Well, no, over 60% of people support mass deportations. Imagine that, right? Yeah. People support him cleaning up the government. 70% are angry at the level of waste, fraud, and abuse. And so on every single one of these topics, that's more important and more favorable than him. His favorability is close to 50 right now. And that's higher than any other politician, really, to be honest with you. Kamala Harris still trails him, every one of the Democrat challengers. And who likes Donald Trump the most, and what is fascinating to me, is 18 to 39-year-olds. We just looked at a poll. I did a poll on Stephen A. Smith over the weekend, and the 18 to 39-year-olds in this poll went Kamala Harris by 9 points, according to themselves, just back in November. And they had like a 55% Trump favorability, like massive net positive in the teens, whereas everybody else, it's negative or underwater. And they think that the country's going in the right direction more than anybody else as well. And so that's a complete reversal, because the Democrats have always thrived on the younger voter. You look at these protests and it's like boomers, like it's basically boomers. And now all of a sudden you're going to have this coalition of the afflicted because their 401k took a hit. And I just don't think people want to hear it, because 18 to 39-year-olds can't get a job. They can't buy a house. And Donald Trump is literally speaking to their souls. And what I think he's done is put a package together, a gift for the Republican Party that's the best platform they've ever had. And what I think you're seeing is, because of DC, because of money, because of reasons, they're reticent to get behind it. And they need to, because they're going to start losing again once Donald Trump's gone.
So is Trump just giving the youth hope? Is that because they haven't had any, right? I mean, you see this in Iran, where the youth are rebelling even down to like low teens, and in the face of very tough violence from the RCG, because they have no hope for the future. Is that what you're seeing in the U.S., like a rally to I can actually have a job and a house, as you said?
Yeah, that's what the numbers say. We have tried to ask in multiple ways. And what I'm starting to see is that the 18 to 39-year-olds are more informed on things like, oh, we're angry at the level of waste, fraud, and abuse more than anybody else. And one of the ones that we asked kind of early, I think it was maybe the first week of February, is, will Donald Trump's second term usher in a golden age, I think is the word we use, for America? And 18 to 39-year-olds was almost 60%, more than anybody else too. So like just off the charts. And they don't, I mean, looking at the Democrat Party, it's AOC doesn't pull well.
Yeah.
Newsom doesn't pull that well. They got Chuck Schumer. Kamala Harris is a loser. None of those people are going to be able to capture the cultural zeitgeist. It's like they built an entire machine that thrives on celebrity status in an era where people like don't care about celebrities because they hate the system.
I saw AOC was polling ahead of Schumer in the Senate race. Have you looked at that at all?
Oh, we haven't done that one yet. What we just did is, as part of this Stephen A. Smith poll, we did a couple of matchups. And this is tough maybe for Republicans to hear. And it is a little bit too early, probably, to take real stock in matchups. But in a 2028 head-to-head, J.D. Vance only beat Stephen A. Smith by 4 points. It's like 34%. And in this poll, only 44% of people actually even had an opinion on favorability of Stephen A. Smith. So that's like an unknown challenger. And 55% of Democrats were like, no, I don't have an favorable, unfavorable. I don't know, not sure. And yet, so they have this latent people who will turn out for anybody, for literally anybody. And Republicans, if you put a non-Trump figure on the ticket, they're going to lose. They're going to lose all the crossover Democrats and independents that are Trump-only issues. But in the primary, Kamala Harris beat Stephen A. Smith only 45% to 24% Democrat primary. And he's only 3 points behind Newsom and 4 points behind AOC. So AOC and Newsom just don't really do that great. I mean, we listed a bunch of candidates together and asked the Democrats to pick. Kamala Harris is the front runner with 41% among Democrats. And then it was like, I think Shapiro was next with 11. Newsom and AOC were like 10 and 8. So the problem is they have very loud voices and they reach this core liberal heart of the Democrat Party, which is what is prominent right now. Like the Chuck Schumer voices aren't prominent. They took a beating on the CR and then they just ran away. And now everybody's trying to redefine what this party is. And it's a mess. Like if Stephen A. Smith declares and comes in and runs on a reform the Democrats party, they're going to rip him to shreds. Like it's going to be a complete circular firing squad. So it's going to devolve, right? Like that's what it comes down to, right?
So you're saying there's a huge opening in the Democratic Party for new blood and a new mission and a new narrative and a new agenda, but that the old vestiges of the party will destroy that, in your opinion. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, the core, the narrative core of the Democrat Party is what's in mainstream media right now, and I don't know where they're getting these narratives. Again, I think you could never see a clearer info op than Jim Cramer came out on Wednesday and said, "Oh, Monday might be Black Monday."
Yeah.
Then if you look at Google search trends, nobody started searching for that term until Sunday. So everybody saved it up and ran it as part of the Sunday news cycle and put it in headlines in like every paper on Sunday. And then you can see the daily search volume, like within the day, of the term Black Monday. And right at the opening bell, it goes like down, like, oh, I guess we don't have a Black Monday. It's just absolutely incredible. So there's that part of the Democrat Party, and I don't know what's driving that. But then there's like Reddit and Blue Sky, right? And that's communist crazies and socialists and people that want to, get in a hot war with Russia. It isn't moderates. But when we asked, does the Democrat Party need to be more radical or more moderate? And overwhelmingly, people say more moderate, including a plurality of Democrats. So what you hear is not what their voters think. They want Chuck Schumer to resign. Well, we asked Democrats, and a majority of them said no. Like, he's good, keep him around.
Wow. So it's chaos essentially, and that's opportunity for the America First crowd to really make ground if they can get their act together in the Senate and the House.
That's a big if.
Yeah. So next segment, I want to talk about, you commented on one of our Ukraine articles, but before we go, we got a comment here that, polling may be irrelevant still with a lot of the election fraud going on. Are you looking at opinion on election fraud? I mean, there's a meme going around the Gulf of no one's been arrested yet, about what happened in 2020. So have you looked at that at all? What does the public want?
We're election integrity like folk heroes. We are in the top 50 on the GEC list of misinformation spreaders on Twitter. Yeah. The government tried to take us down like all the other accounts. I don't know why we didn't get nuked, to be honest with you, but we've asked this question more times than anybody else. And like tracked in real time how the gaslighting operation of the big lie actually backfired and made more people suspicious of election outcomes, because as we all know, there was real evidence of fraud, and it is hard to do our jobs. I think our biggest miss was in 2018, and that's, I think, when Act Blue really got their smurfing act together. So we're covering it, and we're starting to talk to people because our president, Ted Carroll's really invested in this topic, has been following it closely. And from everything I hear, it's happening. Like it is happening. Like the Act Blue people resigned for a reason. The state investigations may have given way to a federal investigation. A lot of people I've talked to behind the scenes. One person even implied that potentially they know of at least two major figures that have already been like rolled up already. So I don't I don't have an inside source. I'm just saying that it doesn't feel like the 2 weeks that we all know and love from the Biden era. And of course you have Dan Bongino out there like publicly saying things are going to happen. And like sticking to, our owner Ted told me this, the Roy Cohn theory. It's like Donald Trump was trained under Roy Cohn. There's no way on earth that he's going to allow that theft to just, this is what it's about. Like he literally just declared war on the last 100 years of like global economic order, right? Like he just declared war on it. So he's coming after election fraud too.
Well, we got 26 coming up in a hurry, man. So we got to get on it.
I know I have to pull it. That's a problem, right? If Act Blue's got $2 billion of money laundered into this race or not, it makes a huge difference, I think, to the outcome. And I have to like pretend that the elections are fair and like poll these things, and we know they're not. And I still think even the special elections just last month have some reasons to suspect the outcomes. Although I think the Republicans absolutely did underperform. You can, like, both things can be true at the same time. Because
well, if
what
they
I hear,
underperform, they don't have to cheat so much, right? I mean, because they're monitoring the algorithm and they can slow it down.